Hello and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten and we are of course at the start of another weekly vlog. Now for those of you that were watching last week's vlog, you would know that I'm currently in the middle of reading Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. This is a very nice, slow-paced book that definitely feels more like an old story tale rather than anything else. And I am liking it. This is all about Hamlet, Shakespeare's son, who inspired the play of Hamlet. Honestly, it's very nice. It's different timelines going on as well. So you're following Hamlet, whose sister is ill, and he's trying to find everyone, except in this house where there's normally loads of people, there's no one there. It also follows a timeline of his parents' past, before they met and when they did meet, and the lead up to everything that's going on, and I quite like it. It is slower paced. It's one of those books that you just kind of slowly immerse yourself in. It's not got any fast pace or action or anything like that. It's not that sort of book. It's definitely more of a slow, just beautiful writing, beautiful world, and it's just really enjoyable, and it's something that I can say it's a nice one just to relax to. So that's that. But I did read Den of Vipers by K.A. Knight yesterday, and I did actually finish it. I was 3/4 of the way through when I finished up my vlog yesterday, but yeah, I just kind of finished it. So it is a Kindle book, which is the first in a very long time that I've actually read an ebook, but it was a book that I'm in an iron about buying because I wasn't sure if it's going to be something I'm going to enjoy, because it is more of a smutty book, I'll be honest, and it's one of those things where I don't always enjoy them. But this one came out as 3 stars and it was an easy read, clearly, because I just spent the whole day reading it. It was really nice actually to have a day where I literally just lounged around reading, and even the plot line and everything, like some of it's a bit outlandish and stuff, but we're basically just following these almost like mafia who's trying to fight each other for control of this city, and a girl called Roxy gets caught up in it all. It was a fun one, I have to say. These smut scenes were very smutty, gotta give it that. And I actually kind of feel like Roxy's almost in a way just reminded me of Harley Quinn. 1, she had a bat, and 2, she is that little bit crazy. And one of the characters from the guys, because there's 4 guys, Diesel, he just reminds me of the Joker with his level of crazy. I think it worked really well, honestly. I just kind of ended up reading it almost like a fanfic of Harley Quinn and the Joker, but with 3 other men, and I'm just like, well, fair enough. Is it one I am actually going to buy physically? I'm not sure, but I am very pleased I read it. It was definitely what I was in the mood for. It was a very low commitment but fun read, and that was exactly what I was looking for, because don't get me wrong, I am enjoying Hamlet, but I do feel like I have to commit a bit more to actually reading this and paying attention to everything that's happening, whereas in Den of Vipers I really didn't have to do that. It was so easy. So yeah, it definitely fulfills that, which I think, you know what, every so often you just need a book like that where it's very low commitment and just a fun time, and maybe a bit outlandish, and it's not the best written, but who cares? That's what that was. So I was happy with that. I have 29 more days left of the Kindle Unlimited trial, which I don't plan on continuing it. So all the books that I've been thinking about buying but I'm not sure about, while they're free on my Kindle, I am going to do that, and then I'll probably delete the app because I don't want to pay for it. But it's worth trying, you know? So that's where we're at this week. I'm so excited because I've literally only got 4 days at work because yesterday was a bank holiday, and then I am off for 2 weeks. Yes, I can't wait. I don't really know what I'm doing this week, but I plan on just relaxing, getting through these 4 days at work, and then just enjoying my time off. It's going to be an amazing time. So yeah, right, I best stop rambling, get to work, and yeah, we'll see what I get up with, and I hope you're all okay, all doing well, and yeah, I need to stop rambling. Good morning. Okay, so I've not read any more of Hamlet. I will get to this. I will finish this book because I do genuinely like it. I just haven't been in the mental capacity to actually focus that much on a book right now. And this book is something I want to give my full attention to because I am loving it. And I think it's so beautifully written, but it does deserve more of my attention than what I can currently give it. So I haven't read any more of this. Instead, for the last couple evenings, I have been reading Guild by Raven Kennedy, and this is a King Midas retelling. I read it on ebook. I have finished it. It's a book that I can say, you know what, for me personally, I'm not going to continue with it. It is King Midas retelling, as said, the person who, when he touched things, turned to gold, and we're seeing it from a different person's perspective, a woman that he calls his precious, which just reminds me of Gollum, I'm not gonna lie. She is someone that is kept in a cage constantly. She is gold all over, and she's just constantly spoken down to, seen as the king's mistress. He has a lot of concubines and stuff. Being a king, he can have this whole harem of women. That does mean there is some sexual content in this book, though I'll say not as much as Den of Vipers. But overall for me, the book just was really slow. There was so much world building and everything, which again wasn't bad, but it's just not a world that I'm interested in reading more of. Also, I can kind of predict what's going to happen, and I just feel like reading 2 more books that is quite slow paced just isn't a commitment that I want to make at the time. If I change my mind and I decide to get the book, I will let you know, but as it stands, I do think this is one Bookstagram book that's been really hyped up that is just a miss for me. I ended up giving it 3 stars though. It did do exactly what I wanted, which was at the time needing a book that I just didn't need to focus too much on. I could just zone out to it, which it's a perfect book for that. Yesterday evening, my partner met me from work and we went to our favourite sourdough pizza place. It's so cheap, it's unreal. Like, we can have a dinner and everything for £20, but it's so tasty. I really enjoyed the food. And then when I got home, I helped my brother finish off his cupcakes. Well, I say helped, I just watched. I watched him finish his cupcakes. He'd been making cupcakes and flapjacks and stuff with my mum all day, and he wanted to do all the icing and stuff, so he asked me to help with that. But to be fair, he did not need my help. They were really good though. I mean, he loves cooking, he wants to do food tech at school, like it's something he really enjoys. So yeah, those cupcakes looked amazing. And then in the evening, I started As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. This is, as you know, if you've been watching my videos, a book that I've been super excited to read because Holly Jackson is my favourite YA murder mystery author. I loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, 5 stars. The second book, 5 stars. This book, I predict, is going to be 5 stars, and so far I'm really enjoying it because it's doing a good job of actually dealing with everything Pippa's been through. So I can't talk too much about it, but at the end of the second book, she went through this really difficult time. Like, it was a really horrendous ordeal, and this book is actually dealing with that. Actually dealing with, you know, how she's struggling to cope with what she went through. And I think that's really good because it's so often where books don't do that, although I am starting to notice that more books are doing it, and I do think it's so important to actually look into that. So yeah, I've only read the first 100 pages, and in the first 100 pages we have the developments of a new case because Pip is someone who looks into cases and solves them because the police don't help. And so that's what she's doing now. She's got a new case to deal with, but at the same time she is dealing with the after effects of everything that she's been through, and she is struggling to cope. So this is very good. Love the red sprayed edges, like gorgeous. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. And again, I picked this one up because Holly Jackson's writing that I think is amazing. She has a great way of gripping me, making me want to read this story, like constantly wanting to read it, but it's also really easy to follow. And it's got multimedia format, so you've got graphs and stuff that Pippa makes to help her deal with everything and for her to work out like the order of evidence and things like that, which I think is epic. And because of that, it's in this book and it just makes it so easy for me to read. So it's a book that I can say, you know what, I absolutely adore, but I also don't need to focus too much, which works at the moment because as I've said a lot, I don't have mental capacity right now. I'm just really tired. But I've got 2 weeks coming up where I can just relax, not be at work, and read whatever the hell I want. So really looking forward to that. But until then, I'm going to be reading As Good as Dead, which is a 500-page book, and I don't know how long this is going to take me. I am off today, which is a day later than normal. My usual day off is on a Thursday, but it was a bank holiday week, so I cannot complain. I don't know what I'm doing today. I have just filmed my monthly wrap-up for August, but I do need to edit that and upload it today because that's due to go out this Sunday, so it'll be out before this vlog. But yeah, I don't know what else I'm going to do, so I'm hoping I will get to read a chunk more of As Good as Dead, but considering my reading has been going up and down the last few days, I'm not sure. Actually, speaking of that, because of my August wrap up, I did not finish my August TBR, so we do need to take an extra pick. However, with this extra pick, I will make sure that I do read it alongside the book that you guys have chosen for me to read out of my September TBR, which I will get the results of those in next week's vlog, just to give everyone time. If you want to vote, you can go check that video out. But with this book, if it's a book that I have already read, I don't need to read an extra book. If it's a book that is already on my September TBR, I'm not going to put an extra one on there, and I'm not going to force myself to read it first. Normally it's the first book I have to read for the month as a kind of punishment for not finishing my August TBR, but I'm not doing that this month. It's just going to be a book that I will be like, I will read it at some point during this month. So with that ramble out the way, let's go see what that book's going to be, because I have to go get it. Hang on. So in here we have different titles of books that have been on my TBR for a while, or books that I just keep putting off for various reasons. So let's see what one it's going to be. Let's go for this one. Oh, that is Daughter of a Pirate King. That's a book by Trisha Levenseller. Let me get ta-da! So, Daughter of Pirate King. This is a book I picked up because I really enjoyed Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. I thought it was a really fun book, and this is one that came up as a recommended read. It's also one that I have kept forgetting about, mainly because I have to admit I don't tend to read sea books at all, and obviously this is Daughter of a Pirate, so it's all set at sea. I'm expecting a YA romance, really easy read. It's kind of actually what I'm in the mood for, so that's quite good. So this book is going to be one that's added to my September TBR. I will definitely be reading it at some point in September. But that's that, all done, out the way. This was a slightly longer update than normal, I think. I don't know anymore. But I do need to eat breakfast because I'm starving, and then edit my video, and then we'll see what the rest of the day brings. So come along with me and we'll find out. Good afternoon. It is a beautiful Sunday. It is so gorgeously warm outside. It is unreal. I feel like we're having a last little burst of summer before autumn properly rolls in, which is so beautiful. I'm so pleased, and we are starting my 2 weeks off work, which is so needed. I think there's been a mixture of things and stuff, but I think it hasn't helped that I haven't taken any time off before this. To be fair, a lot of that time off I couldn't take because of other people being off, but I do think I've pushed myself too far, and it's time to take these 2 weeks to go back into self-care, taking time for myself, and then when I go back to work, just re-establishing that yeah, we're not going to do this again. We're definitely going to have more time off a bit more frequently, and not pushing myself to this point because it was not the one. But I have had a relaxing few days. So Friday, as you know, was my day off, and me and my partner met up after he finished work, and we went out for dinner, which was so good. We went to my favourite Japanese omelette restaurant, which is Abino up in London near the British Museum. It's so tasty, the food is divine, absolutely loved it. It's one of my favourite places to go. Stunning, stunning, stunning. And then we just kind of had a little bit of a wander around before parting ways. Yesterday I was working, it was my last day. Then in the evening I just relaxed. I didn't get up to too much, helped my brother sort out all his football cards because he's collecting those, and he had so many to sort out, so helped do that. My sister had popped round, so I saw her and my nephew, so that was really nice. But more importantly for you guys, I finished As Good as Dead, and this was so good. I finished it this morning in between doing bits of editing, which is what I've been up to this morning. I actually had a lay-in, like I didn't get up till 10, which is really late for me, but it was so good. And then I did yoga workout and just editing, Instagram photos, all those usual bits, and in between all of that I was finishing this, which I've been reading for the past few days, and it was good. I feel like I went through a roller coaster of emotions. So starting off, as you know, I thought the representation of PTSD, Pip actually dealing with everything that she had gone through, the fact that she was struggling and didn't know how to deal with it and why she was struggling, her thought process behind all of that was expertly done. Then we started getting the mystery come in, and there was some times in there where I was really questioning what's real, what's actually happening here, you know, what is Pip feeling at this time, like just it was really good, really, the way it just made you question everything was so well done. And then it started being really obvious to me as to who was actually doing this. Like there were so many clues that I feel like Pip would normally pick up on really early on, but she didn't this time, and I feel like part of that is because she wasn't herself. Like she's struggling with everything that happened in the second book, and because of that she's not as focused, she's missing things, she's making mistakes. And then something else happened and I was like, what? I did not see it coming. It was such a good twist. I absolutely loved it. And then you're seeing her deal with the fallout from that, and it was so good. I really enjoyed it. I really liked the way this ended as well, and this book really did just tie in with the first two books really well, just kind of neatened up all those loose ends and everything, and it was just so good. It was a roller coaster, but I loved it, and this ended up as 4 stars, and Holly Jackson remains my favourite young adult murder mystery writer. Her series was fantastic, and I would definitely be on the lookout for any other books that she comes out with, because I think her writing is just, yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed this. So that's a good start for the first few days in September, and with my 2 weeks off I do plan on getting quite a bit of reading done, but also not pushing it too much, just feeling like, you know what, this is what I feel like reading, that's what I'm going to pick up, and if I don't feel like reading or I get too busy, that's fine as well. This is going to be a stress-free 2 weeks. So that's good. I've enjoyed it. I'm so pleased I have this time off, so pleased I finished this. It was fantastic. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this week. I think we're gonna wrap it up here, because next week's vlog is going to be hopefully Monday to Saturday, because then I'm busy the Sunday and the following week, but I'm going to keep quiet and you'll see what we get up to then. But yeah, we'll see. I hope you have enjoyed this weekly vlog. Let me know what you've been up to, what's exciting that's happened to you lately, or what have you been reading. But yeah, I'm gonna stop the ramble, I'm gonna go. So if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it that thumbs up, subscribe, comment to let me know that you're here. Social media links will be linked below, and I will of course catch you in the next one.